Hey guys, I was just named a finalist for Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year this year, 2025. And so what I want to go through in this video is 5 principles that have served me well, both in life and in trying to grow my business and all the massive progress that we've made in the last, 9, 10 months alone. I was actually a finalist back in 2022. Not entirely sure why. I'm feeling a lot more confident this year, to be honest, because we've made a pretty significant dent in the industry. Anyway, so the first principle is simply just do the right thing. Now, it seems really soppy and kind of like a no-brainer, but doing the right thing has actually always served me really well, even when times are really, really difficult. So the way that the With You program came about, which is the offer that we're 100% all in on now, the reason that came about was because, and the actual pitch that we do for it was up until 3 years ago, I literally 100%, I turned away 70 to 80% of the people that wanted to work with us, because I did the math for them and I'm like, dude, it doesn't make sense for you to get us to do your ads for you. You should just learn how to do this yourself, because after our onboarding fees, retainers, minimum ad spend, you don't even have the margins to make that work. Your best case scenario might be get busier and break even. You shouldn't get us, you shouldn't get any agency, in fact. I was doing that for months, and then there was just this one week where people were like, well, can you just show us how to do this ourselves? And I was like, I don't want to do an online course. And they're like, oh, but we'll do event. We'll fly out to you. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And so we were doing that. And it was honestly always just a downsell, because the right thing to do wasn't sell them a done for you service. It was show them how to do it themselves, because that was the right solution. And then kept doing that. And even in the With You program now, there's certain people, or particularly certain industries that it doesn't work for, we turn them away a lot as well. We have, at the time of recording this, we only have 3 1-star Google reviews, and they're all from people that weren't allowed to buy the program. They got rejected by our automations that said, no, it doesn't work for your industry or something like that. And, or they were just the wrong personality type, we just didn't want them in the program. We don't have any bad reviews from actual customers. You know what I mean? And even this morning, we had a member that did it. This is really, really early on. Right now, we'll have 80 people in a room for a workshop. Well, I've done workshops years ago where there's few was it was just me and one other person in the room. But this lady, I won't say her name, but this lady, it was her and her husband that did the workshop with us. I think it was one other person in the room. There was 3 of us, and then it didn't work for her, not well. It got a little bit, but not enough to be over the moon about, or certainly even happy about. She emailed me yesterday and said, hey, can I do a refresher course or something? And I emailed her back. I was like, hey, she said, oh, hey, firstly, I hope you remember me. I was like, yeah, I remember you and your husband's name. But I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I don't think you should do it, because after you did it, 2 or 3 other people in the same industry, it's the cosmetics and beauty space, 2 or 3 other businesses tried to do it after you, and it didn't work for them either. And so we just couldn't accept that as there was too high a failure rate for us to accept. So our automations now just reject businesses from your industry. And she said, wow, I really appreciate the honesty, but I got referred by one of your members that said it's really, really good now. I wanted to try it again. So I haven't written the email yet, but I'm just going to let her back into the program, and with the expectation, hey, you can do it. I don't expect any results, but if you just want, she just want to know the content and stuff like that. But just do the right thing. Even when it comes to refunds and stuff like that, we have a no refunds policy, but I've given refunds. I've actually offered more refunds than have been asked from us. We've had members that have done the program, and we'll send out an internal NPS, and they'll privately express concerns or frustrations. And if they've done the right thing by us, and they've used the support, I had one member where he was super positive. He sent the survey in, and then I emailed him and I went, dude, you've done everything I've told you to do. You've been really positive throughout the entire process. It still hasn't worked for you. I feel like I've lied to you, and I feel the right thing to do right now is just offer you a full refund. If you'd actually like to stay in the program and keep trying it anyway, I'll let you stay in for free. And he actually really, really appreciated it. He said he was stressed because he was running out of cash and stuff like that. It was a pretty early on business, so I refunded him the money immediately. I just logged in my phone and did it. Same with other refunds. I think I've done 6 refunds out of we've probably enrolled 1,000 people. There's 830 members in the group right now, but sometimes they churn out after their 6 months. I've only ever been asked for 2. I offered the other 4. The second principle is ikigai. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's a Japanese, I think it's proverb. I'm just going to call it like a Japanese principle, which is you should try and find something to do with your life, which is the cross-section of like what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you should be paid for. And I've made so much more progress just focusing on with you instead of like I've done for you services, because it like perfectly fits into the center of that kind of triple Venn diagram. Because in the past we're a digital agency and we were done for you, and I fucking like seriously I fucking hated it like so much. I liked marketing, but I didn't feel fulfilled just like doing it for people and like emailing back and forth and onboarding and stuff like that. I wasn't very fulfilled by that. I had someone managing it, and then when he left, I had to manage it. I was like, I fucking hate this so much. But with you, it was like live workshops, and you guys know I have this whole fucking YouTube channel was my experience as a nightclub DJ and promoter. Like running a workshop is kind of like you're presenting to a crowd and an audience, and you get that kind of like vibe and that buzz of presenting and that rush. And when I was talking about this with, I can't remember who, like last week or the week beforehand, like it's like my entire life has been preparing me for this, because I'm obsessed with marketing. I love teaching people. I love coaching people. I just love yapping about stuff. And I love presenting to audiences and like building communities, like nightclubs. It's like, this is like the perfect fucking thing for me. It's like, do you know how much fucking money someone would have to offer me to buy like my company off me? You can get fucked. Like I literally want to do this. I mean, I don't want to be naive and say I'm going to do this for my entire life, but I feel like I want to do this for my entire life. I love waking up in the morning. Dude, I respond to my fucking members on school at like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Like when I go over there to my computer, I just like sit down and check the community. I deleted Instagram. You guys know I deleted Instagram off my phone like 3 weeks ago. So the only social media platform I have right now is school, which is where like all of my With You members are. It's all I want to do. And you'll find that whenever you start pursuing, whether like anything, but in the context of business, if you pursue a business opportunity that doesn't fall into that triple Venn diagram intersection of the ikigai, you're not going to feel as fulfilled. I sense that's why a lot of, especially younger entrepreneurs, will bounce from like offer to offer, from opportunity to opportunity, because they'll like watch a YouTube video like, this is drop shipping, or this is some crypto pump or some shit like that. But their heart's not really in it. It's not what they were like driven to do. And part of getting this right, honestly, is a lot of like self-awareness and personal development. I have a philosophy coach as well, and I can't remember the name of the model. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like how personal development in your entire life is like this maze where you like get a little bit closer, then you go to the other side, then you get a little bit closer, then you go to the other side. And the more self-awareness and the more like closer to source that you are, the easier this will be. Because you guys know, I've worked on like a lot of like personal development over the years. Like it took so much time to become really clear on like really who I am, and not just becoming a caricature of like everyone else around me or whoever I'm watching the most on YouTube or Instagram and stuff like that. And it's an ever going process. Like I'm still in the process of doing it now, but you need to like really sit down and think and go, what should I do with my life? And like, what is my life experiences pointing me towards that like feels like the right thing to do? Not just like what opportunity is there that's buzzing this month on YouTube. The third principle, and this is really important, is like, don't make up false beliefs, because you'll usually just get in your own way. Now, I have a mentor, Jeremy Haynes. Some of you probably watch his YouTube channel. Bangers, by the way. He's the fucking GOAT for marketing. And we started really growing when I started working with him in his Inner Circle program. And for me, I know advertising, certainly not as much as Jeremy, but a lot of what he was pushing me to do to grow the company was just get out of my own way. Because I would say stuff like, oh, well, if the workshops get too big, people will complain. And he'd be like, well, have people complained yet? And I'm like, well, no, because we haven't gotten that big yet. He goes, well, you've just made up your own story and agreed with it. And you're letting that story you're telling yourself preventing you from growing. And we went to like 70 people in a room and no one complained. And in fact, in the surveys, they said they felt like there was more support in the room than they originally expected. And then even I had a friend that was texting me the other day. I'll try and find the text messages because I'm flying to Miami. He's actually on his way now. He'll be here in 25 minutes. He wanted me to ask, like, hey, can you ask him, like, what I should do to accelerate this, like, accelerate the growth of his offer? And I said, dude, I don't need to ask him. He's going to tell you exactly the same thing that he said to me, which is like, just fucking put your balls on the table, is his word for word what he would say, and just spend more money on ads, right? And then he's like, well, how long do you think it will last? There was his second question, and I said, he's going to say the same thing he told to you that he said to me, which was like, you have no idea. So while it is working, you might as well like milk it for as much as it's worth. Otherwise, you're just letting all these stories that you tell yourself just like stop you from growing and experiencing the benefits. Just like don't make up a problem in your head that doesn't exist yet and try to like solve it or work around it. Just wait until the problem happens and then deal with it when you get to it. The fourth one is do less, not more. So this has been coming up for me more and more the last few months. The thing that I'm always trying to do is focus and get more out of it. And I work with Rhett Coots, who used to be Sam Oven's head of sales and his personal trainer. He's a like one-on-one and group coach of mine. And we had a call maybe a couple months ago, and he said, what's one of your main goals? I said, I want to be able to like focus more. And he said, you should study entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, and I think Elon Musk was the name he mentioned as well, because they'll have this idea of, I think Steve Jobs' idea of like signal versus noise, which signal is just like, what are all the main actions you need to do that drive you towards your main goal? And noise is just all the other shit. And the more that I've reduced the noise around me, the more focused I have been. For example, the latest example I can think of is just deleting Instagram. I haven't been on it in like 3 weeks, and I've gotten more work done than I've ever fucking done before. My training has been more consistent. It also like focuses my energy. So for example, With You is like a community, right? And I'll post on my personal Instagram about like the With You program and just stuff that I'm up to, but only a couple members will follow me on my personal Instagram. I might as well just post all that content in the school community where all of my members are, to increase the community kind of retention and feel and the vibe. And the more that I've done that, just the last week and a half alone, the more engagement we've had and positive feedback we've had from the community. Because the only fucking option I have to be social on the internet is like my school community, and then just posting on YouTube every now and then. Not like fucking Instagram and Snapchat and fucking LinkedIn and Facebook. It's just like the only places I can be social on the internet are school and YouTube. And so all of my energy and focus and mental bandwidth is just focused on that. Like I'm not thinking about like an unread message from a friend on Instagram or something like that. If someone's truly important in my life, they have my fucking phone number or my email or something like that. Everyone else is just like responding to funny shit that I post on Instagram. So find ways to do less, not more. And the fifth one is invest in mentors. Now, don't worry, this isn't some fucking like pre-framing for you to enroll in my course or anything like that. But I have always noticed a directly positive correlation between how much I've invested into something and how much better I've gotten at that thing. I remember I was at, I think, lunch with my parents, and my mum was like, anak. Anak means child in Filipino or something like that. She goes, anak, when are you gonna like stop spending so much money on courses? I'm like, never. Like the goal is to spend more. Like I've never spent money on a course or a coach or a mentor and not gotten directionally better at it. It's like the advice I always give to people is like, if you want to get better at something, just like pay a coach, because a number of things happen. Like one, you're financially invested into it. And so there's that little bit of, man, I better like do what he says, he or she says. And two, like that money is like part of your energy. And so, because time is, and energy is time is energy, and it all converts into money. And so, for example, like when I quit drinking, like when I seriously wanted to quit drinking, I thought to myself, okay, if you were giving someone else in your shoes advice, what would you tell them to do? I said, I would tell you to go pay a sobriety coach. And so I paid one of my members, I booked a call with one of my members of the With You program, actually, Conrad Tracy. Booked a call with him for his sobriety program, got on the call and just bought it immediately, because I knew, I'm like, yeah, you're invested into it, right? When I wanted to get better at speaking, I have well, last year I got a speaking coach, and then I got another speaking coach, Joseph Zars. You've probably seen his YouTube videos as well this year, and gotten significantly better at it. Like filming ads for me is incredibly easy. I one take all of my ads. There's no ums, there's no R's, there's no cuts. And so the volume of like ads that I can get out just dwarfs literally all of my competitors. And so those are my 5 principles that have served me well in business and also in life. I hope those are useful for you. Wish me luck for my award. I think I find out on November 29th if I won or not. So see you guys soon.